Have you ever met someone who seems unshakable? The rock everyone leans on. We call them strong, admire their resilience, and depend on their stability. But what does it cost to be that person? There's a hidden burden, a loneliness that comes from being emotionally unseen. The strong one carries everyone else's weight, but rarely has a place to set down their own. Crowded rooms can be the loneliest places for them. People see the strength, not the exhaustion or fear beneath. The very thing that makes them valuable, strength, can become a wall that isolates them. Over time, the load gets heavier, and without support, it can crack even the strongest container. The strongest people often fight their hardest battles in silence, perfecting the art of looking capable while crumbling inside. This is a call to look beyond the surface, to see the humanity behind the resilience. Even the strongest among us need a safe place to land. No one chooses to be the strong one. It's a role assigned by circumstance. For many, it starts in childhood, being the oldest sibling or the child of a struggling parent. They learn early that their stability is essential and their feelings are a luxury. So, they suppress their needs and become the reliable force in chaos. This role extends beyond family. The friend who mediates, the employee who handles every crisis. The world rewards this strength. Teachers praise, bosses promote, friends celebrate. Over time, being needed feels like being loved, and being capable feels like being safe. They double down, getting stronger and better at hiding their struggles. The role becomes a core identity, building quiet walls around their heart. It's a story of adaptation, becoming what others need to survive. They learn to be the calm in chaos, the light in darkness, the rock in shifting sands. This conditioning shapes their relationships, career, and self-image. They become so used to carrying the weight, they forget what it's like to put it down. The strong one's origin is about survival, not choice. It's a learned response to a world that needed them to be unbreakable. But that strength, once adaptive, can become a prison, and the cost is often their own emotional well-being. At first, the strong one's efforts are met with awe and gratitude. People say, "I don't know how you do it," and offer help, even if it's refused. There's a balance, support given, gratitude received, but over time, admiration turns into expectation. Strength becomes the new normal, and offers of help fade away. People stop asking if they need anything, assuming they're always fine. The strong one's effort is no longer celebrated, just utilized. They become like a utility, only noticed when they fail. The personal cost is invisible, only the outcome is seen. This expectation removes permission for the strong one to be anything else. Their needs become invisible, and people develop strength blindness. The cracks go unnoticed, and the strong one is left to manage alone. Not because no one cares, but because no one thinks to look, and so the loneliness deepens. Emotional labor is the work of managing your own feelings to manage others. For the strong one, it's a full-time, unpaid job. They listen, comfort, and organize, all while suppressing their own exhaustion. They're the emotional shock absorber, smoothing out everyone else's ride. But every shock absorbed wears them down. The result is a deep exhaustion that sleep can't fix. The flow of support is one way. They listen, but who listens to them? This imbalance leads to burnout, compassion fatigue, and quiet resentment. They may feel guilty for these feelings, believing they should be stronger. The internal conflict adds to the burden. They're exhausted from carrying others and from fighting themselves. This is the high cost of holding it all together. If the strong one is so exhausted, why not ask for help? They've trained themselves out of the habit. Asking feels unnatural, even risky. There's fear. If they show a crack, will they lose respect? Will everything fall apart? So, they stay silent, choosing familiar loneliness over the risk of vulnerability. Years of minimizing their own problems make their struggles feel insignificant. They invalidate their feelings before anyone else can. Past failed attempts at vulnerability reinforce the lesson. It's safer to stay silent. No one knows how to help me. I'm better off on my own. And so, the silence continues. The strong one's loneliness isn't about solitude. It's about being misunderstood. Surrounded by people, they feel unseen, their true self hidden backstage. Even at their own celebration, they feel like an imposter. Only their strength is acknowledged, the rest is ignored. This erodes their sense of self, making vulnerability feel unlovable. They hide those parts away, even from themselves. True connection requires being seen, flaws and all. The strong one rarely receives this. They give it, but don't get it back. So they stand in a crowd, utterly alone behind the shield of strength. For the strong one, strength becomes their identity, the armor they wear daily. At first it feels protective, earning respect and pride. Over time, the armor fuses with the person. The persona becomes the self. Admitting weakness feels like failure, a threat to their existence. The armor that once protected now imprisons. Vulnerability in relationships feels impossible. How can you show weakness when you're the rock? Fear of rejection keeps the armor on, even in intimacy. Breaking free means realizing strength is just one part of who you are. You're allowed to be soft, uncertain, and in need of care. Taking off the armor is terrifying, but it's the only way to real connection. Only then can someone help you carry the weight you were never meant to bear alone. We've long equated strength with stoicism and independence, but true strength is the courage to ask for help and to be vulnerable. It's brave to lower your shield and trust someone with your struggle. Redefining strength starts with small acts, saying, "I'm having a tough day," or "I need to talk." These moments build new muscles for receiving support. The myth that we must do it all alone is just that, a myth. Real strength is giving and receiving support, being both the rock and the one who leans. For those who love a strong one, create space for their vulnerability. Show them they're loved for who they are, not just what they do. With gentle support, we help them find the courage to be fully human. The goal isn't to stop being strong, but to move from isolated to supported strength. Isolated strength is brittle and unsustainable, a single pillar bound to crack. Supported strength is resilient, rooted in community and connection. Like an archway, true strength comes from leaning on others and sharing the load. This journey is a gift to yourself and those around you. When you model vulnerability, you give others permission to do the same. You break the cycle of self-silencing and build a culture of mutual care. To the strong one, you are seen, your exhaustion is valid, your loneliness is real. You deserve the same care you give so freely. Your strength has carried you far, but you don't have to carry it all alone. True strength is knowing when to share the load. Let yourself be supported and cared for. Everyone, especially the strong one, deserves a safe place to land.